Why the fowl is used for sacrifice in IgboLand. Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant animal kingdom surrounded by tall trees and golden fields, a terrible drought came. For 2 long years, not a single drop of rain fell from the sky. The rivers dried up, the crops withered, and the once happy animals became skinny and weak from hunger. In the heart of the kingdom, the great Lion King stood on a large rock, overlooking his animal subjects. He decided to call a meeting at the village square, a wide clearing surrounded by tall, ancient trees. The animals gathered there, their faces sad and their furs, feathers, or scales dull from lack of food. Meanwhile, back in his cozy little hunk made of straw twigs, Mr. Fowl sat on a carved wooden stool, happily pecking at leftover grains. The cheerful sun cast warm rays through the gaps in the roof, but Mr. Fowl didn't care about the troubles in the kingdom. The town crier, a chatty parrot with shiny green feathers, fluttered by and squawked, "Mr. Fowl, why aren't you coming to the meeting? The Lion King has summoned everyone." Mr. Fowl lazily waved a wing and replied, "Tell them I agree with whatever decision they make. I don't need to be there." The parrot nodded, flew off, and relayed Mr. Fowl's message to the animals at the square. At the village square, the wise native doctor, IgboLand, sat cross-legged on a colorful mat. He was surrounded by burning incense and ancient carvings of the gods, which seemed to glow faintly in the flickering firelight with a deep booming voice. He chanted incantations to the gods, asking for guidance to save the land. The gods spoke through IgboLand. "The land will only be healed if one of you offers your life as a sacrifice." The animals gasped in shock. King Lion stood tall, his golden mane gleaming in the sunlight. "Who among us will step forward to save everyone?" he roared. But one by one, the animals, rabbits, antelopes, monkeys, and even mighty elephants shook their heads and backed away. No one was brave enough to volunteer. Then the parrot spoke up. "Mr. Fowl said he agreed with whatever decision we make. The animals would leave to have someone to offer." All shouted in agreement, "Let Mr. Fowl be the sacrifice." The Lion King sent a group of animals to fetch Mr. Fowl. A tall antelope with curved horns, a stripped zebra, and a clever monkey marched to his straw hut. When they found Mr. Fowl, he was pecking at the ground, unaware of what had been decided. The monkey spoke. "Mr. Fowl, the village has chosen you to be the sacrifice to save us all." Mr. Fowl flapped his wings in anger and squawked, "What? I never said I wanted to be the sacrifice. This is unfair." The antelope calmly replied, "But you said you would agree with whatever decision was made. The gods have spoken, and the village has decided." Realizing he had no way out, Mr. Fowl let out a sad cluck and hung his head. With tears in his eyes, he followed the group to the village square where IgboLand waited at the sacred altar made of smooth stones and palm leaves. The sacrifice was performed as the animals gathered under the darkening sky. As IgboLand finished the rituals, heavy clouds rolled and rain began to pour. The land drank water greedily, and soon the rivers flowed again, and green shoots sprouted from the earth. The animals danced and sang with joy, but Mr. Fowl's fate was sealed, and from that day on, fowls have been used for sacrifices in IgboLand. Moral of the story: always take part in decisions that affect you. Be careful with your words. They can come back to haunt you. Responsibility and involvement lead to better outcomes.